case.
Yeah, so...
Oh, and he's a dark cleric, so it won't actually hurt him instead.
Yeah, no, we're all. Yeah. He's an undead. He's a cleric of his god. He's a paladin of Necron. He's a.
Well, we were commenting last game though how like my healing wand can't help you.
See, right now, the way you have it, because you're like a hybrid, you get half, but you can get half from either kind.
I think this was like
Hello, and welcome to Nerd World Insider, the show that gives you an inside look into the world of nerds. I'm your host, Pete Randall. In this show, we will visit, interview, and show you nerds and their hobbies. Today's episode, I'm going to Oceanside, California, to sit down with a group of tabletop Dungeons & Dragons players.
So, I'm going for that guy, Wolfman. 13 plus, this one, 4. So, 17? No?
Hi, this is Pete Randall. We're here at a game of D&D in Oceanside, and you are?
Veronica.
Veronica. What do you enjoy about Dungeons & Dragons?
It's definitely, it's a lot of fun just kind of being able to create this character and try to see it through, plus also dealing with everybody else doing that same exact thing. So you're like, it's constantly changing. You're like, oh, I can't exactly do what I wanted to do initially. Now I have to do this to do that. And it's just a lot of fun just to kind of work around as if it's its own kind of life, even though it's...
So the whole improvisational acting and creating a story all at the same time?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun.
How long have you been playing?
This is my first game, so we started playing a couple months ago.
The higher members, and he whips out like a piece of paper and he kind of draws something similar to this. He says that around the far east corner, there were supposedly some secret areas that I have not been a part of.
Hey Rob, how you doing?
Hi.
This is my buddy Rob. He's actually hosting the Dungeons & Dragons game.
I'm the DM.
We've been friends for a little while. That's actually my first question, Rob. What is a DM?
It's a dungeon master. He is a referee and also brings the world and the story to life. And basically, he's the eyes and ears of all the players, because without the DM, nobody can actually see anything because you describe everything to them. So you bring fantasy to life so that others can enjoy it. Start your singing.
Okay.
And then next round, you can keep the singing.
Yeah. So I'll start singing so everyone can get their +2 bonuses.
Hidden damage.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. That's what he's doing, and you moved, right?
Yeah, opportunity attack though. Because I went like this.
Fair enough. It's really hard to get through that door without somebody.
This is Jason. Jason, what's your last name?
Land.
Jason Land. So we're going to go a little off topic of Dungeons & Dragons, and we're going to talk about nerds in general. So what makes you a nerd?
Intense focus on small niche things.
Okay.
At the expense of broader forms of entertainment.
I've heard it put in a way on a video that I just saw the other day on the internet. Nerds are people who have an extreme passion. Doesn't matter what it's for, but typically nerds tend to lean towards what culture would decide is a weirder subject. Would you agree with something like that?
I think that's close. I think it's more like stuff that hasn't been widely discovered yet.
Okay.
That's why I go add niche into my definition. And also it's a really strong desire to share it.
Okay. I think that goes along with the passion.
So extreme intense focus on something relatively unknown and wanting to show it to everyone.
Okay.
+4 for Ron?
+2. Oh, you're not flanked.
No, move first. 2 for flanked.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And 2 for me.
Yep. So what's that altogether? The
8 plus whatever you have.
8 plus 4 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Plus strength, or no?
Yeah.
So plus 4 more is 22.
Absolutely.
Oh, 4? That's rad. All right. Well,
This is...
my name is Ryan. I am the host of a podcast called 40s and 20s. We talk about nerd culture, and I'm also a friend of Robert's.
We're actually probably going to be doing a correlation with his podcast, and we'll go back and forth between this show and the podcast. But we're here for the interview.
Mhm.
So, what is the goal of Dungeons and Dragons?
It really depends on the game you're playing. I mean, you can play different versions that have goals like just getting from one place to another, trying to save the world, trying to get as much gold as you can. In our world right now, we're, at least my goal as an evil character is to try to kind of bring back the ways of the old and bring back the old gods that are like evil and try to basically like infect the world with
Right. And Rob was saying that it was a very good aligned world.
Basically, like if you've ever been to Salt Lake City, everyone leaves their doors unlocked. It's very white, and
Putting in that evil content to a good place.
exactly.
And I understand that the question that I just asked was very open-ended. With a game like this, there's a lot of different facets to what the goal is. The player's goal, the DM's goal.
And it's entirely based on whatever game you all agree to play, and whatever game the DM comes up with, because they could come up with something completely crazy and introduce whatever kind of mechanics they want to.
Okay, what do I have to roll for that? Or do I just do it?
You just do it.
Okay.
People being diabetic.
Boom. Set the trap.
Now move in.
Okay. So with the Dungeons and Dragons world, me being a nerd, I know this is not true, but there are a lot of non-nerds out there that have this misconception that females really don't play this game.
Yeah.
So what could you say to something like that?
Well, I mean, I think, honestly, I had a certain, perception of what D&D was before I played it. You just think of how, TV portrays it and this, that, and the other. And then you play it and you're like, this is actually a lot of fun. You're just basically, taking on another character, same as, anything. It doesn't necessarily need to be, this whole nerdy thing. It's just a fun game to play. Being another person, it's the same as anything an actor would enjoy doing this. I don't see why people don't.
I don't know if it's
Okay, so he's going to try to check the door for locks and whatnot and traps. Okay, he does not see any. It's all he's looking for.
Okay, so this show is all about nerd talk, and I'm sure some of my viewers, I already have a few viewers that are non-nerds. Can you explain what a nat 20 is?
A natural 20 or a nat 20 is on a die 20 is the highest number that you can achieve on that, and it in most cases, especially in an attack roll, it produces a critical hit, and in most cases it's either double damage or maximum damage, and there are some special abilities and feats that add to it once or if you achieve a natural 20. Were there a bunch of slaves down in here that were potentially
Maybe
unattended?
maybe acolytes of the Xenians of above? Perhaps.
What got you into D&D? Why do you like D&D?
I'd heard about it for a long time, and I always knew what rolling a 1 or a 20 meant for years, but I never played it never really had an opportunity, never saw posters or up at university or anything. But then a woman that I was really in love with let me know that some of my friends were starting to play a game. So I was like, I'm sure I could spend some time at a table with her.
So love got you into the game.
More or less. But I did want to know, I was interested in creating a character, and I was curious about doing something that involved magic or faith.
Okay.
Since it's non-existent in real life, so I thought that was really cool to do, make believe like that as well.
They got its flight.
Alright.
10 plus 6.
Plus my 2.
Up to 18, 19, 20.
Yeah. 20 is what you need.
Oh, D10
D10 plus...
plus 2.
No.
Plus what? Plus
Plus
strength?
strength plus 2.
Oh shit, so it's plus 6 altogether.
Plus my 2.
Yeah.
I already added that.
So 7 plus 6 is
13.
13 for that guy.
So what type of character do you play?
I play a character called Mace Evertson. He's an undead anti-paladin, which is basically the evil version of a paladin, and he's a human, but he's been asleep for 200 years, and so when he went to sleep, the world was filled with evil, and
Right.
it was very easy for him to just be a warrior and
Be himself.
be himself. And now he wakes up in this world where it's like, what happened? Why is everything green?
Culture shock.
Exactly. So it's very interesting to play. I've never played an evil character before, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've never played in a game with evil characters either. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, now
Well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks everyone for watching the first episode of Nerd World Insider. Big shout out to Rob for hosting the D&D game and letting us come in and film, as well as the players for their awesome interviews and Kevin MacLeod for the intro music. Tune in 2 weeks from now for our next episode. And don't forget, like and subscribe.